Go. Yep. That's right. The New York Knicks have tied their longest winning streak of the season. 8 straight in Miami. What a beautiful, outstanding, and how perfect was it that it was Julius Randle who came through with the monster big winning three-pointer. And he got fouled. In my opinion, he got fouled like 5 or 6 times on that play alone. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter. It felt like he was going to make that bucket if he was able to square up. And he couldn't even actually fully square up because they were totally harassing his space. It didn't matter. He sunk it. The New York Knicks beat the Miami Heat in Miami for the 8th straight in a row. And they thought they were going to win this game. I knew they weren't. I actually was not, even when we were down 1, I still thought we were going to figure out a way to pull this out. And it's exactly how it happened. Wow. Unbelievable win. Thank you so much for joining me here into the Knicks-Verse special Friday night live edition to celebrate this incredible run that the New York Knicks are on. Come on. If you're a fan of basketball, living in New York or have lived in New York or whatever the deal is, you must be loving this moment right now. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. A team putting it together even on a night when they kind of ran out of, I wouldn't want to say gas, but kind of ran out of motivation. You know, sometimes when you win so much, after a while, you expect it to come kind of easy if you execute your offense and defense. But the Miami didn't want to lose this game, you know, and they have great players. Jimmy Butler is a great player. Bam Adebayo is a great player. They tried everything they could to steal this game away from the Knicks. And in the end, it didn't matter. It did not matter. Let's go. The New York Knicks have won 8 straight in a row. They're now only 1 game behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. Outstanding night tonight, and we really owe it all. Well, primarily we owe it to Julius Randle. Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for joining me here. We got Alex Quispe, Joshua Morales, Sincere the Genius, Brent Plays Madden, Pack a Punch, K Sings. All right, we got everybody in the house. Fantastic. Woody Stefini. What's up, brother? Lee. Yes, man. What a tremendous... I still think I'm dreaming sometimes. I still think I am dreaming sometimes. This is an outstanding situation to be in. Let's get to... Here we go. 122-120. The Knicks once led this by 17 points. And yet, the Heat would not back down. And why would they? They're at home. They're trying to get into the playoffs themselves. I believe, let's see, where are they sitting right now? Well, before we get to that, here, Ian Begley tweeted this out. Knicks have won 8 in a row. They're undefeated in the Josh Hart era. They also won 8 in a row in December. Tom Thibodeau's club is the first New York Knicks team with 2 separate 8-game winning streaks in a season since 1972-73 Knicks. Yes, that was the last New York Knicks team to win a title. Oh, don't get us going, Ian. Don't get us going. But I'm telling you, I am very close. Well, I kind of pretty much already did in a previous recap. Removed limitations on this team. I do think there's just one team in the East that is standing in our way of the finals, of the NBA Finals. I'm serious. And that is the Milwaukee Bucks. But even the Bucks we match up well with. Now, the Bucks, since the trade deadline, they got even better. So we shall see. And they've won 15 in a row. So the 2 hottest teams in basketball, I'm going to predict they are the two teams that are going to finish. They're going to meet in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. The two current hottest teams right now are going to be the two teams sitting there late May, early June in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's right. I said it. There it is. I wanted to show you guys the efficiency landscape. This is before we get to the stats and stuff. This is from Kirk Goldsberry. I love all his stats and everything. This is the last 15 games. This is not including tonight's game, but it's up until today. This is right up until before today. The New York Knicks are in the top right quadrant, which is the quadrant of wow, according to Kirk. And they are number 3 in net rating, number 2 in offensive rating in the last 15 games, and 14th in defensive rating. Now remember, Mitch has only been back for 5 games, so 2/3 of these games were without Mitch. Since Mitch has come on board, the defense has gotten even stingier. So we are going to climb up into that quadrant. Actually, just to be, I'm going the opposite way here, but we're going up further into that other area. We're going to bypass the Cavs. It's going to be beautiful. And there's the Bucks. See the Bucks straight up there? That's what we're dealing with here. That's the kind of team we're dealing with here. Wow. Outstanding. Let's look at the standings. Here we go. New York Knicks are now 11 games over 500, which I believe is the first time that they have been 11 games over 500 since the Melo year. I don't have the actual stats on that, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've been over, because in the 2020-21 season, we finished at the top level. I don't think we ever got 11 games over 500. We finished 10 games over 500, and now we are now 11 games over 500. We have a 585 winning percentage, just one game behind the Cleveland Cavaliers. Look at that. If we beat Boston on Sunday and the Cavs lose, I believe the Cavs lose tomorrow. Lose. I'm already putting it down as a loss for them. I just got some weird news. Let's see. The Cavs play tomorrow. Yes, they play the Pistons tomorrow. That's going to be a win for them. All right. They're going to win that game. So we will be okay. So after Sunday, if we take care of business against the Celtics, we will be back to one game behind the Cavaliers. But we're coming. We're coming for those guys. Hey, for all we know, the way this crazy NBA season has gone, look what happened tonight with the Nets. The Nets came back from a 28-point deficit to win the game against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Yeah, it's an insane season. Now, like I said last night or 2 nights ago, the Nets, they have an interesting roster. They don't have any go-to guys necessarily, but they have quality up and down. They're going to hurt some people. They're going to win some games some nights. They can beat anybody on any given night. That is for sure. But they're not going to be able to win enough to stay in the playoff hunt, especially when you saw the kind of game that Miami just played just now. Miami was scrappy tonight. Jimmy Butler was impressive. Bam Adebayo is always impressive. Even Tyler Hero had a pretty big game. So they're gonna be right there. I expect Miami to overtake the Nets for that 6th spot, and the Knicks to overtake the Cavs for the 4th spot, and the Cavs to finish 5th. So that's how I'm expecting Milwaukee. I still think the Celtics are going to end up in first. I still think that. And the reason is because right now Milwaukee's just on an insane hot streak. They'll probably will cool off, and then they will start resting some people, which they normally do. So I think the Celtics will overtake that, but Milwaukee does want that home court advantage because it worked against them last playoff. So it's going to be interesting, but it's either one of those two. It's going to be 1 and 2. That's it. Number 3 right now, it looks like it is the Sixers, but look, we're only 3.5 games behind the Sixers themselves. So you never know what could happen here. But let's just say the Sixers stay in 3rd. Knicks get up to 4th. Cavs finish 5th. And I think Miami finishes 6th. And I think then I'm not even going to project the rest of it. It's going to be basically in the play-in in some kind of order. It's going to be the Nets, Hawks, Raptors, and the Wizards. That's my guesstimate at the moment. Let's get to the stats. Here we go. Julius Randle, a monster game. He had 25 points in the first half alone. I'm pretty sure that was the case. Let me make sure of that, because I hate when I'm totally way off. Yes, he had 25 points in the first half. He had shot 9 of 12 in the first half, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. Look, his three-point shot is just outstanding right now. Let me just take a moment to shout out the chat again. Let's see. We got how's it going over there? We got 111 in the chat. That's fantastic. Hey, Buzzer Beater, thank you so much for the super chat. I can't show it on the screen here, but I appreciate it very, very much. I will shout it out. Buzzer Beater, his comment is, Randle is the greatest black man since Mandela. I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. We got Damian Mann in the house. What's up, brother? Let's see. We got Samuel Pagan in the house. Yes. We got Adrian Reality. What's up, brother? Yes. Let's go. The Knicks, man. We are for real. This is what a game. What a game. What a game. What a game. All right, let's get back to it. And this was a game, man. There was a bit of a scare. Brunson tried to block. Was it a Butler layup? And it actually worked. Defend a Butler fast break. I think it was Jimmy Butler, and he just kind of fell and rolled his ankle a tiny bit once, and then he fell on it again, and then he rolled it a second time. Went into the locker room. Quickly came into the game. It looked like he might be out without Jalen Brunson for the rest of the game, but nope. He taped it up. I don't know what he did in there. Taped it up. Probably did a little electro magic. Came back out to play 35 minutes. Finished 9 of 14, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, and with 25 points. But look at Randle's 43 points. 43. Outstanding. And those last 3 were the game-winning bucket. That was insane. I don't have the highlights to show you here because I decided to go live. But you guys should, if you haven't seen it, you will see it because it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be on ESPN. It's going to be on every single place where they have NBA highlights. They're going to show you that shot tonight. Outstanding. He finished, 9 rebounds, 3 dimes for him, 8 dimes for Jalen. Awesome. And R.J. Barrett had a decent game, a decent offensive game. He got burned a little bit here and there, but his length actually helped against the Heat. And that's why actually Thibodeau subbed him back in that fourth quarter for IQ because he wanted that extra length there, and it worked out. It definitely worked. RJ finished 8 of 15, did miss all 4 of his three-point shots. They were rushed. They were like, you could see he was just kind of flinging them. I wish he would gather himself and focus a little better. Same with Grimes, just didn't have it, especially after the outstanding game Grimes had the other night. It's sad to see him come out and just go 1 for 5. That's what happens with young guys. The consistency is not there yet. That's what they have to learn. That's part of what they have to learn, how to be consistent. So, but of course, his defense is always outstanding. He only gave us 3 points, but you can see a -1 for him in plus-minus, -1 for Barrett, -1 for Brunson, a +1 for Randle, a -23 for Mitch Robinson. How wild is that? It's considering the kind of game that he had the other night. Again, his 1 field goal, he hit it again. He's only missed 1 field goal since he's been back from the hand injury. But the guy I wanted to talk about is Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel Quickley, guys, look at it. 22 minutes, 21 points on 11 shot attempts. Wow. And sometimes it's like when he throws the shot up, I expect it to go down every single time. Hit 5 of 9 of his three-point attempts, 7 of 11 overall, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, got 1 nice steal, finished with 21 points. Josh Hart, it's interesting. He finished a +16. To me, he looked like he struggled a little bit, especially trying to deal with Jimmy Butler, because Jimmy Butler is basically a larger version of a Josh Hart, a larger, more skilled version of a Josh Hart. And so it was tough for him to deal with it, but he ended up playing 33 minutes. Made 2 out of 3. Didn't attempt any 3-point shots. The free throws for the whole team were a problem. Definitely were a problem. If the Knicks had hit their free throws, this game would not have been. We would not necessarily have needed Julius to hit that big dramatic game winner. Look, we shot 11 of 17 from the free throw line. We missed 6 free throws, so that's pretty bad. 64.7%, but shot 41.5% from the 3-point line on 41 attempts. Fantastic. Shot 58% overall, 47 of 81. 4 block shots, 8 steals for the Knicks, 2 by Robinson, 2 by Brunson, and 2 by Hart. And I already mentioned Barrett got 1 steal, which is nice. I like to see him continue doing that. And 1 steal for Quickly. The Knicks finish with 122 points. And here we have the Miami Heat. Kevin Love was pretty much a non-factor in this game, but look at Jimmy Butler. Went to the line 20 times. That's that physicality. He is really difficult to deal with there. In the future, if, like, let's say we had a playoff series against the Heat, I would like to see RJ, that be his primary focus. Because RJ has the length and the strength and the physicality to deal with Butler. He should basically study all the tape he can. Same with all the other guys too, Hart and Grimes as well. But study tape on Jimmy, find his tendencies and his weaknesses and exploit them. Make him work. Make him work for his money. Make him work for his buckets. He hit 18 of his 20 free throws. Outstanding. Basically, he's the only one who missed a free throw on the Heat. The Heat hit 30 of 32 free throws. If it weren't for that parade to the free throw line, this game would not have been that close at all. They shot 93.8% from the free throw line. They shot 48% from the 3-point line. So that's pretty impressive, but only 48.1% overall. So inside the arc, they struggled tonight. They struggled. Bam finished 7 of 16. Butler 7 of 15. Gabe Vincent 1 of 6. And Tyler Hero, nice, good game for him. 29 points, 11 of 18, 5 of 8 overall. But that bench, even though Caleb Martin did finish 5 of 6, he hurt us a bit. And Cody Zeller also as well. That was a disappointing play where Cody Zeller ran into Isaiah Hartenstein. And he got called for a foul just as Quickly was swishing a 3-point shot. And unfortunately, Quickly released a shot right after the foul call. So it got they did count it. They did count it. But Isaiah Hartenstein got the free throw, but he didn't make that free throw. Victor Oladipo, he struggled tonight offensively, 2 of 9 inside the arc, but 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. Everyone was just hitting all over the place, except for Gabe Vincent on the Heat themselves. Let's get to the next one here. Let's look at the team stats. As I pointed out, the Knicks shot 58. The Knicks shot 10% better than the Miami Heat tonight. 58%, and they shot 48.1%. The 3-point line, Miami Heat outshot us from the 3-point line, but we put up 41 attempts total. So we put an additional 16 attempts, and we hit them. So that is right there an explanation as to why the Knicks were able to pull this game out on a night when the Heat went to the charity stripe 32 times. And they were a plus 15 themselves from the charity stripe. It's a wild, crazy game. Had a big playoff atmosphere. There were a lot of Knicks fans down there in Miami chanting. After a while, it was kind of like a duel, back and forth, chant, 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 chant. It was really wild to watch it. My family lives in Miami. I was in Miami on December 23rd at an engagement party dinner, watching the game. And, the Knicks were up, and we blew that game. And, man, did I catch a lot of grief from my family, Miami Heat fans and stuff. So it was really nice to get this win. Oh, we got Lexon, the Destroyer, in the house. Thank you so much, brother, for showing up. best mod around. Really appreciate all you do for me, brother. Let's see. We got Drew Reviews Music. What's up, man? You saw this short earlier? Yeah, that was fun, man. Anytime we beat the Heat or the Celtics in dramatic fashion like that, it's worth dropping one of those short vids. So you see, the Knicks, we have 2 more games against the Heat this season. We're now we can't lose the season series against the Heat. We've won 2 games, and we play them on March 22nd in Miami again. Hopefully we can pull that game out and then just completely win the season series right out. That's what I'd love to see. One of the rare games where the Knicks did not win the rebounding battle right there. But a lot of it has to do because the Knicks just didn't have necessarily that many rebounds to get, especially offensive rebounds. You know, we hit 58% of our shots. So there's not going to be as many offensive rebounds available for them. But the Heat did beat us on the offensive boards, and that's the margin right there, 5. They were +5 on offensive boards because we were pretty much even. We were even in defensive rebounds, 28 apiece. Same with assists, 23 apiece. Steals, 8-7. Blocks, 4-2. We won the hustle stats, the stocks, but not by much. Turnovers, only 12 for both teams, but we got a nice advantage there in points off turnovers. We got 24 points off the turnovers. We only got 17. Fast break points, we beat them there, 23-14, and that's fine. Miami Heat's not a fast breaking team. They're kind of a plotting team. They're very half court. They execute that half court offense very well. Man, they threw some zone at us, and for the first time in a while, I saw the Knicks really embarrassing the defense that was trying to throw that zone at us. But that was mostly in the first half. In the second half, it definitely created some problems. As you can see, the Knicks once led by 17, and the Heat once led by 5. What a game, people. What a game. I love it. Let's get back over here. So let's get to... Wait. All right, we'll get back to here. Oh, man. Honestly, when Randle put up that shot, I was so calm at first because it looked it looked perfect as it went up, and it totally went right through. It completely. I don't know if you guys saw the Heat team, the way they responded to it. They were just destroyed. They were like, of course. And there was a moment when the broadcast, the MSG broadcast, came back off of a commercial break, and Breen was talking about Butler looking at Randle, just staring at him while Butler was getting ready to take a free throw. He was waiting for the ball, and you couldn't see what Randle was doing. Just the shot was just focused on Butler's eyes, and it was almost like Jimmy was waiting for Randle to look at him, and it was like almost like he was amazed because some of the shots that Randle made tonight were just beyond believability. But I'll tell you, he hit a big shot from the right corner late in that fourth quarter. And remember, that was his spot 2 years ago. He scored more points from the right baseline in between the three-point line, just inside the three-point line, like about 4 feet, like maybe 3.5, 4 feet inside the three-point line. He connected on more buckets from there than anybody else in the NBA that season. So he that's his place. That's where he owns that spot, and he's beginning to really recapture that. He didn't have it last season. It wasn't there for him. And we're not talking about a long mid-range. We're talking about like a real mid-range or like a 15-footer kind of in that neighborhood. And then he hit a shot, a rainbow floater. I didn't even know it was a floater. It was really just over the outstretched arms of Bam Adebayo, who played an incredibly tight defense. Again, was on the right baseline. This was about a 5-footer. Just rainbow sky. It went higher than the backboard itself and just dropped right through, again, demoralizing the Heat. This was a non-stop barrage by the Knicks for two quarters, pretty much, the first half. Just killing them. But the Heat, they have a lot of pride. They have the best coach in the game. You knew they were going to come out and make a run, and they did. I believe, God, what did they do? They went on like a 20 to 6 run or something at one point. Oh man, what we got here? People are just tweeting stuff out. It's awesome. Let's see. We got Big L 139. What's up, brother? Yes, Julius Randle. You got. I mean, I'm going to go to see the Knicks against the Clippers on Saturday. So anyone who's in LA, hit me up. We can meet up. That'd be awesome downtown there in LA. I'm choosing that game over the Lakers game. For one, it's a Saturday game. It's a Saturday day game. I do like to head down there during that time period, and I think it's going to be a pretty good game. It's going to be a pretty good game. I would love for the Knicks to sweep the LA teams on that weekend. I don't believe it's happened in quite a while. The last time I went to the game against the Clippers, where we did win, and then we lost against the Lakers, but it was a close game. A very close game. And the Lakers are, they're missing LeBron James. So, we'll see. We'll see how that. We'll see what kind of team they're going to really turn into. It's going to be interesting. But they're playing pretty weak opponents, and the Knicks are like one of the toughest of the next 8 games or so for the Lakers. The Knicks are one of the toughest opponents for them. So they could be feeling good going on a run, but they're not going to be ready for the Knicks. Not going to be ready for this team. I mean, even with a compromised Jalen Brunson, and I say that just because the ankle thing, but look what he ended up doing. Look at him. He ended up shooting 9 of 14 overall, 25 points, and he was hobbling out there. And it was sometimes you could see him grimacing even afterwards, after he got it all taped up and everything. Fantastic. It was all a dream. That's right, Alex. It does feel like that. It really does. Hey, we got Stanley Man in the house. Stanley Man says, yeah, but Brunson was out for a few minutes with a bad ankle sprain. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. It'll be interesting to see if he will be able to play on Sunday against Boston. Ankles are tricky. You never can tell. Sometimes you roll it and you just get it taped up and it never ends up swelling, and then you're fine. Let's hope it's that. But sometimes you tape it, but the swelling had already started. Then you remove the tape, and then boom, the ankle just blows up. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that Brunson will be okay. We got, hey, Palace Shenanigans. What's up, brother? Julius Heat owner. Yes. Randle, this was, I mean, in some ways, this was, I think, Randle's best offensive game of the season, because the Heat were coming after him. Bam was getting in his face constantly. He was getting double teamed. Jimmy Butler was going at him. He had to work hard for his buckets tonight. To eat, Randle, for him to eat tonight, he had to just push off everybody well away from the kill. It was his. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I know that Jalen Brunson has been a huge difference on this team. I know that we would never be anywhere near where we're at right now if it weren't for him. But actually, the truth is, without Randle playing the way he's playing, it wouldn't matter what Brunson was doing. Randle is the actual real difference. And tonight is a great example of that. You saw that when the team was floundering there in that kind of fourth quarter or early, around the 7-minute mark, 8-minute mark, we were struggling to make a few buckets. The Heat were getting stops on us. Randle came back into the game, and even when he was back into the game, the ball wasn't necessarily in his hands. We were getting stagnated. They played some great defense, the Heat did, in that fourth quarter. Then the ball ended up in Randle's hands, and he just took care of business. He carried us to that final victory. Totally carried us to that final victory. That was outstanding. In fact, let me see if I can pull up the fourth quarter stats here for Randle. Yeah, Randle was 3 of 5 finished with 8 points in that fourth quarter. Brunson also finished with 8 points in that fourth quarter, 4 of 6. But he definitely he got jammed several times. They were doubling him, and at one point he made like a really bad pass for a turnover. Let's see, we had 3 turnovers in that fourth quarter. One by Hart, one by Randle, one by Brunson. It's gonna happen, of course. When a team is coming at you like that. The Heat outscored the Knicks 32-26 in that final quarter, and it really was at the free throw line. The Knicks only attempted 1 free throw in the fourth quarter. That's crazy. And in my opinion, like, Randle got fouled like several times on that final attempt. I don't know why they didn't call it. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I feel like the refereeing in the NBA has gone so way down. They used to be the cream of the crop of refereeing in professional sports in America. Not anymore. I see way too many mistakes. It's almost like they don't even really understand what is a certain type of foul. It's almost like that. So it was really disappointing for them. But they went to the charity stripe 12 times and hit 11 of them. The only one to miss it was Jimmy Butler, and that was late. That was a key miss that he missed there. Bam was only 1 of 4 in that fourth quarter. Kevin Love played 1 second. Victor Oladipo, he was a contributor, but it was really Caleb Martin was a big difference in that fourth quarter. Hit all 3 of his buckets, hit all 3 of his free throw attempts, finished with 10 points. He was the leading scorer for the Heat in the fourth quarter. They finished with 32 points, and they got 10 rebounds, 6 dimes in that quarter. It wasn't our best basketball, but even though they connected on 9 of 17 for almost 53% in that fourth quarter. We shot 11 of 19 for 58%. Yeah. Now, the reason they were able to gain the lead is because of those free throws. So we have to become a little wiser in terms of how we defend, less handsy. I saw Hart was definitely a victim of that. He committed 3 fouls in that fourth quarter himself, and Mitch committed 2. But the fouls on Mitch didn't seem like they were fair. They seemed like they were ticky-tack. So they're calling kind of ticky-tack fouls on us and letting the Heat get away with murder. So that's going to be an issue. I hope that the NBA looks into that. The third quarter, also the Knicks got beat 32-25. So we really lost the second half completely. And that just comes from the intensity that the Heat came at us with. And the Heat shot in that third quarter 63.2%, 12 of 19 for them. Let's get back to the chat here. Let's see what we got. Back to Sniper Randle. Yeah, man. God, what? I'm still... This is... It's interesting when... you have a situation where you look at your team and you see great stuff, but they're not doing it. I mean, I saw it last season as well. Yes, Kemba was an issue. That was not. Look, Leon tried something, it didn't work, and then Thibs pivoted. The whole team pivoted, but the problem was he pivoted to Burks. That was a big mistake. He should have gone to Quickly. Would have been a very different season. But even still, this team would not have achieved what it should have achieved last season. They weren't ready. And I don't think Thibs was ready. I think Thibs had to go through the agony and the confusion of last season to learn to become a better coach, which is what he's doing this season. But in my opinion, last season, that team underachieved, severely underachieved. And a lot of it was because of the way the players were used. Now, you had this offseason. Unfortunately, everybody else on the roster, except for RJ, were able to work on their game RJ, because he was waiting to find out if he was going to get traded and find out about his contract. He didn't play any contact basketball the entire summer, and it shows. It hurt him. It set him back. I think that's why his development had kind of plateaued. So he's going to have to work on that this offseason. But the beauty is this team is living up to its actual full potential right now. When I predicted 47 wins for this team before the season began, I predicted 47 wins. I said it, but the only way this happens is if two things happen. Well, two of several things, but two key things. The main one was Randle. Randle would have to give us a season somewhere in between what he gave us last season and his All-NBA season. Because I didn't believe he could ever recapture what he did in the All-NBA season. I didn't. And he has superseded it. He's playing better now than he ever played in that All-NBA season. I mean, there's not even any doubt. The other thing was that Jalen Brunson was going to have to impact the team, and so much so on the offensive end, so positively to make up for his defensive weaknesses. And guess what? He has way overexceeded that. The guy's averaging like 30 points a game for the past, 15 games or so? Something like that. So we have two guys that are playing better than we could have hoped for. And then the other guys, Grimes, he's doing a great job as the starting shooting guard for the Knicks, providing that perimeter defense that we desperately needed to disrupt those three-point shooters. RJ definitely, like I said before, he took a step back in his development, but then he had that nice little surge in December before he had the hand injury, and then that set him back. I feel like he's starting to figure it out again. And then Emmanuel quickly took a monster leap. He is now, I think he should be the leading, I've already said it before, he should be the leading candidate to win Sixth Man of the Year. There's no doubt, in my opinion. He should win Sixth Man of the Year. He finished, let's see, what did he finish with tonight? He shot, oh, there's a UFC game. Let's see, quickly. I hate when you can't find stuff right away. Here we go. I had it before. I just totally forgot. Emmanuel quickly finished with 21 points, 7 of 11. Outstanding. Sixth Man of the Year for sure. He's got to be in the top 3 in the vote getting. And then there's Mitch. Mitch is just outstanding. He leads the league in box outs, which is how you get rebounds. That's the key. The most important aspect of getting a rebound is setting a good, boxing out under the hoop, and he's leading the NBA in that. We're just excelling in so many different areas right now. And now we got Josh Hart, who's a glue guy, he just gives you that intensity every single night. There's no drop off at all from one game to the next. Some nights he might give you, 27 points. Some nights he gives you 4 points. But his intensity is always there. His outstanding defense is always there. He's very disruptive. He gets you steals. He takes on the toughest offensive opponent. It's fantastic. It's awesome. He's like a savvier version of, without the shooting part, of a Quentin Grimes in terms of his defense. Phenomenal. And then you have Isaiah Hartenstein. He since his Achilles heel is finally healed, he has been a major plus player. Tonight he hit both of his shots, 4 rebounds in 15 minutes, 1 assist for 4 points. Awesome. Obi is a guy that I thought would make the leap, make a leap like IQ has made. He hasn't made it, and a lot of it is because of minutes. You know, you need minutes out there. That was the main reason, and Thibs said it the other day. The main reason that he cut the rotation down to 9 men is so that certain players could get more minutes so they could find their shots. And he was referring specifically to Emmanuel Quickley. It's difficult when you're a guy like Quickley to regain your shooting stroke if you're only out there 11 minutes, 12 minutes, if you don't have like an extended period of time on the floor, and if the ball is not in your hands. And it finally is now. He's averaging 27.5 minutes per game now, and he has totally recaptured his shot that he had from his rookie year. I am blown away by what Emmanuel Quickley's done. I am totally blown away. Ah, man. Hey, I want to, here you go. Yeah, excuse me, RJ will be just fine. He will be fine. He will figure it out because he wants to. He has the desire to, and he has the ability to do it. And he's got Johnny Bryant there who's going to help him. Let's just hope that it happens. I'd like to see it happen in the next 3 weeks. In the next 3 weeks, I'd like to see RJ totally recapture where he was before the hand injury. And I think it's totally possible. Totally possible. Hey, hit that thumbs up button for me, guys. Really appreciate that. And share this video. And if you're watching it in the replay, drop your comments. I'll read them all. Very much appreciate that. We got over 180 in the chat. That's awesome. Let's see. Let me see. Take a moment here to look at the comments here. Drew Reviews Music says, unpopular opinion, but when the Knicks play Charlotte on Tuesday, Thibs should sit Brunson and Mitch. They both are clearly playing through pain, and it wouldn't hurt to rest one day. That's tough. That's tough. But if we beat Boston on Sunday, then maybe. I could see that. I would rather rest Brunson over Mitch right now. I wouldn't rest them both in the same game. I'd stagger it. And maybe rest Mitch the next game or see how he responds. But Mitch was also kind of like favoring one of his legs tonight. I don't know if you guys noticed that. And I think that held him back tonight in terms of him being as dominant as he was the previous game. But there's definitely I don't think it's a crazy opinion. I think it's definitely something that they should look at. Mind Cushion says, I predicted 50. All right, brother. I love that. I love it. Stanley Mann says, don't forget IQ. He's a 6-man candidate, but he likely won't win because of media bias. Yeah. You never know. The media has turned recently. I don't know if you guys have noticed. And a lot of it is Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is singing the praises of the New York Knicks on ESPN constantly. And so is Zach Lowe. I listened to his podcast with Doris Burke. They could not have spoken more glowingly about the Knicks, which is fabulous. I mean, Zach he's been a fan of what the Knicks have been doing all along, but he's kind of been trying to hold back his enthusiasm, but not anymore. He thinks they are a dangerous team, and I love that. So the national media is starting to take notice. They really are. Lex says, is it too early or too late to apologize for starting all that Julius mess? Hey, it's not. He was playing like a Julius Randle last season. You know? He was. Oh, so much so to the point where the Knicks sent Johnny Bryant down to Dallas to have a sit-down and show Julius tape. Not tape of game situations. Tape of his attitude. Tape of his frowning. And they asked him, would you like to play with a guy like that? And the beautiful thing is, Julius did not try to make excuses. He said no. And he made a concerted effort to change his mindset. And it has worked. And he deserves all the flowers. all the flowers to Julius for that, because that is one of the most difficult things to do in life. When someone calls you out on something and then you actually listen and make the changes necessary. Look, and look what's happened. He is now one of the top 15 players in the NBA, and he proved it tonight. He proved it tonight with that tremendous game winner after getting fouled several times. Outstanding. What do we got here? Stanley says, I'd like to see more touches for Grimes. Yeah, totally agree. And I feel like that happens to him. When he doesn't get enough early looks in that first quarter, he kind of like fades away in the rest of the game. Offensively, I mean. Not defensively. He never fades away defensively, but just offensively. I definitely think the Knicks should do a better job in those first quarters, those first 8 minutes of each game to get Grimes at least three shot attempts, if not 4. Maybe 3. Maybe 4 is a little much, but at least 3 shot attempts. You know, he definitely deserves that. And when he's hitting them, then you can just keep going back to him. He's one of those kind of guys. We have several guys that can like snap off several 3-pointers in a row. Randle now has become that kind of guy. Grimes is definitely that kind of guy. Quickly's that kind of guy. Brunson can be that kind of guy. We've seen RJ do it, even though he did miss 4 tonight, but we've seen RJ just hit 3, 4 in a row. So we have a team like that. Hart has hit some 3-pointers. We've seen Obi can hit 3 in a row, which is that is a big bonus to have on a team. Because whatever it is, for whatever reason that player ends up with the ball in his hands and he's having a decent look at it, that means that the way that the opponent is playing their defense is allowing that to happen. So if the guy keeps getting the ball in his hands and he keeps getting good looks and he's making them, you got to keep exploiting that. And that's what's happening with this team. We are now. Let me look up some good stats here for you guys. Because the New York Knicks are now, since, oh my God. Here we go. Let's see. The New York Knicks, in the last 15 games, are now 8th in the NBA in three-point shooting. The New York Knicks in the last 15 games are shooting 37.7% from the three-point line. That's outstanding. Wow. And they are attempting the 7th most three-point attempts. That's equally as important. Equally as important. It's not just that you're making them, but you have to take them. And if you're taking them at a good volume and you're hitting them as well, you're a tough team to beat. So it's important to look at what the team has been doing as of late and not necessarily the full season stats, because it's a very different team than it was before when Cam was starting, when Fournier was starting, or when they were both still in the rotation, when Derrick Rose was in the rotation still. It's a very different team now. And it's a team that knows now they know each other so much better. They know where to look for each other. And they're delivering passes in their pocket, and they don't have to like lean to go get, and then set themselves for the three-point shot. The passes are getting crisper. Everything's just getting better. Everything's just getting better, and it's showing right there in the results. Fantastic. And the Knicks, in the last 15 games, only one team has won more games than us, and that's Milwaukee, and they've won all 15. That's how crazy good they are. Wow. The top 3 teams in the last 15 games are all in the East. The Celtics at number 3, they've won 10 of 15. They're 10-5. The Knicks are 11-4, with the second best, and Milwaukee Bucks are tops 15-0. Man, that is wild. Let's see what we're doing in rebounding. Are we still in the tops? Rebounding, we've slid a bit. We're now 9th, where we were leading the league at one point. But we do not give up the ball. Turnovers, we are 3rd, only 12.1. And let's see, field goal percentage. Overall field goal percentage, the New York Knicks are shooting almost 50% in the last 15 games. We are shooting 49.7%. I'm looking at this. I'm kind of stunned when I see this. Holy shit. Wow. Let me look at opponents. Opponents' three-point shooting. Opponent three-point shooting. The Knicks are now holding opponents to 35% from the three-point line in the last 15 games for 10th in the NBA. What about for the full season? For the full season, the Knicks are 4th in the entire NBA. So, we dropped a little bit in defensive perimeter, but not by much. It was 34.4%. They were allowing 35%. It's not by much, but on the offensive side, we've taken a huge leap. That's awesome. Field goal percentage in general, 3rd. So we're 3rd in opponent field goal percentage, 3rd in opponent three-point percentage. Oh. This is in the full season stats. No, we're 4th. 4th in three-point percentage, 3rd in field goal percentage. Outstanding, man. Wow. Holy shit, moment is right. Francisco Carrillo. That's right, man. Let's see. Would I miss anything in the chat here? Anything I should call out? Randle did it for Bullock 2 years ago to get him involved in the offense. Yeah, they need to get they need to get Grimes involved. There's no doubt about that. Damian Man says, I was actually losing my friggin' mind in the last 2 minutes. That was the kind of stuff, to me, makes the NBA most watchable sport. Oh, yeah. Couldn't agree more. Werewolf 149 says, I wished Obi's offensive game developed more. They got him in the corner shooting threes. Yeah, and they're not looking for him on the lob. He's become much less of a lob threat. I don't know why they moved away from that. He was so potent and lethal when he jumps in from the corner, when he flashes in, and whoever's on the ball and the three-point line just kind of throws it up. I mean, that play, I don't think we've seen that play during the entire winning streak. I don't think we've seen it. So here's another thing. I think the Knicks have another gear. We have another gear. There's a gear there where Obi is contributing consistently, where Grimes is contributing consistently, like the way we're seeing IQ do it, where RJ is shooting 40% from the three-point line and beating his opponent to the bucket and cutting down on bad shot attempts. I can see that happening very easily. He did it the previous game. What else can I see? I can see Mitch. Mitch, the whole lob game with Mitch, the pick and roll game with him, with Brunson and Mitch, I think that has room for improvement. It's there. It's an untapped resource. I see Randle starting to look for Mitch a little more, but I can see him doing it even more. I think that they can increase that. He's our most efficient shot maker because he does it right by the basket. So that why not keep using that? Let's see here. Let me look at something here. Give you guys some more stats here for the New York Knicks in the last 15 games. Let's see here. So the Knicks in the last 15 games, Josh Hart is shooting 60% from the three-point line. Jalen Brunson is shooting 43.4% from the three-point line. Emmanuel Quickley is shooting 43.3% from the three-point line. So our 2 point guards are basically shooting almost 44% from the three-point line. Is there any like confusion as to why we're on this crazy hot streak? And then you look at our highest volume three-point shooter. Julius Randle is attempting 9.2 three-point attempts per game in the last 15 games, and he's connecting on almost 38% of those. That is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, our two guys who are supposed to be the three-point guys, three-point shooters in the starting unit are Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett. Even Grimes he's down to 35.1%. Grimes will one day average like 42% from the three-point line for an entire season. So he has room to grow there. RJ Barrett is at 30% from the three-point line in the last 15 games. So he has room to grow right there. So there is space for this team to get even better. And I believe they will. I truly believe that they will. I just almost have like no doubt that they will. Man. Let's see. Am I missing anything else? Drew says, I think it's going to be us or Milwaukee that goes out of the East. Woo! Stanley Mann says, Tatum didn't hit a single three-point shot tonight. Was 0 for 7 or 8. You know, I mean, it's tough when you're the guy, when you're the main guy every single night. You're not going to have it every single night. But Tatum is outstanding. He'll figure it out. K. Singh says Tatum is getting gas. He might be. He might be a little bit. That's for sure. I hope, Stanley says, I hope the Celtics don't take it out on us on Sunday. I'd love to see us beat them on their home court again. Me too. I was really hoping that they would have beaten the Nets tonight, and you're right. That then, because they're definitely going to have that extra fire in their belly on Sunday. So the game on Sunday, you guys remember, what was it, like a week ago? I said a week from now, we could be have won 8 straight. That was last Friday. I did a live post game. And I said we could be 8-0, and here we are. Now, I'm less confident now about the Boston game on Sunday, but I still think we can win. I'm just less confident. I was very confident about this Miami game, but just I think this game may have given a lot of tape to Boston that they can use against us. So I hope that Thibs and the coaching staff and the players make adjustments, that they don't come out with the same exact type of plan that they came out with tonight. They need to make some adjustments to basically keep the Celtics guessing. So I hope they can adjust to that. I hope they realize that there were some things exposed tonight, even though we did take care of we did play well against the zone defense. Sorry, blanking out. I thought this was one of our best games against the zone defense. But there are some teams that play zone even better, and I think one of those might be the Celtics. Let's see what we got here. Randle during post-game. Andy New, what's up, brother? Randle during post-game interview said the team has tremendous love for each other. It's obvious they trust each other, and the chemistry is real. Absolutely, and that's a big, big part. Big, big part. And that's one of the sad things about last season, because he was the one responsible for ruining the chemistry, for ruining the brotherly love on that team, for hurting it, damaging it. The guys are still quality. They have such quality guys on that team, which is why I would not want like a Miles Bridges on this team. Not Mikal. Mikal Bridges for sure, but Miles Bridges, someone asked me that in another, in a pregame show. And even though his talent is there, it just, his key, I wouldn't want that kind of character on this team. That's why Josh Hart was such a great addition. Tremendous addition. And Grills one says Celtics seem like more of a question mark with Brunson possibly out. Yeah, you mean us beating them? Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but I'm not putting it past them. I think this team has, there's no ceiling. There's no ceiling for the New York Knicks, and the reason is because we have two guys that are playing like superstars. We've been wanting superstars. We've been wondering who they were going to trade for. I did countless videos about Donovan Mitchell and a bunch of other players and stuff. At the end of the day, the superstars, well, Brunson was one of them that we signed in the free agency. One of the best free agent signings probably in years. That wasn't like a superstar already. That wasn't like a max contract guy. Just like a regular free agent signing. Been one of the best. He's become a superstar. He's become a superstar. And Randle is playing like a superstar. Night in, night out. And he's a workhorse. He doesn't get hurt. And that's incredibly valuable. Because you have guys like Zion who are just otherworldly in terms once they're on the court, but they can't stay on the court. Same with like guys like Anthony Davis, Kawhi, all those guys. And it matters. It matters. So we have a healthy team. We have 2 superstars right now. I'm calling it. We have 2 superstars. I already called it in the previous videos. I can't remember which one. We have 2 superstars, and we have depth up and down the lineup. We have untapped potential in guys like Obi and even Grimes. I consider him as untapped potential because he has more to give us. I think we're looking good, man. We are looking good. I can't wait for the playoffs to start. I'm ready. I'm ready for the playoffs, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, man. Well, this has been great. I'm going to sign off soon. Been talking for an hour. You'd be surprised how exhausting it is to talk by yourself for an hour. Eventually, I will have phone calls, which I'd love to hear from you guys. Definitely want to do that eventually. I appreciate all the support that you guys bring to the channel. Hey, Mike Torres, what's up? Mike Torres says, who says that Brunson was going to out? We do have Boston's number this year. Well, Brunson, because of his ankle. We don't know. We're going to see how if his ankle could swell up overnight. We don't know. Or it may be fine. You can never tell. So we're going to have to wait and see. We'll hear about it. The way the Knicks are, they're not going to tell us shit until Sunday. You know how they do it. But we have Quickly. And, I mean, Quickly will start. He'll be the starting point. If Brunson can't play, Quickly will be the starting point guard. And Deuce will come off the bench. And Deuce's defense is suffocating. So we have, I like our chances no matter what. But, of course, Brunson gives you that extra clutch, you know, when you desperately need a bucket. But you see IQ's becoming that guy. He did it tonight. He penetrated into the paint. He threw up a floater when we desperately needed a bucket. And he was almost at full speed. And that is such a, I don't know if you guys have tried that shot. That is a crazy difficult shot at full speed to like just fling up a floater like that. Went right through. Beautiful. All right, guys. Signing off. Thank you so much for watching this. Really appreciate the support. Again, stay tuned. You know, on Sunday, I'll be doing a post game as well. I don't think I'll be going live, but you never know. If we win in a dramatic fashion, it's always fun to come and experience the elations with you guys. I love that part of doing all of this. I really appreciate everything you guys do. And let's see, anything else to say? Yeah, subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Definitely appreciate that. And share this video. It'd be great to expand our audience. We right now have we're only like 25 subscribers away from 7,000. Believe that? I'm shocked that we're at that place right now. It's been fabulous. What a great night. Yes, the New York Knicks. Let's get back to this. Let me show this again. Look at that. 5th place. 5th place, 1 game out of 4th. I think by this time next week, we will be in 4th place. Fingers crossed. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please follow me on Twitter. Oh, wait, it's over here. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and on YouTube, obviously. And, share the video. If there's parts of the video that you enjoy, clip it and share that as well. And let's see what else. I probably will be doing some more analytical videos coming up. I broke down, if you didn't see that pregame show I did with Lee Escobedo, he and I, we look at the matchups of the Knicks with the Sixers in the playoffs and the matchup with the Knicks and the Cavs in the playoffs if we met one of those two teams in that first round. You should definitely check that out. I'm going to look at other teams as well because you never know how the standings are going to go. We're going to look at the Knicks against the Celtics in the playoffs, and we're going to look at it from an analytical standpoint, the Knicks against the Bucks as well. So let's see. It'll be fun. And then, even though we're doing great right now, we're heading into the playoffs on a high. With Foxy and I will be looking at the draft. I've been watching a lot of college games. It's a weird draft, but there's always diamonds, undiscovered jewels. There's always guys like that every year, and I think there's a few guys like that. And then, Foxy's the guru of drafts and stuff, so we'll have him on. We'll go through it like we did last season, which was a lot of fun. And let's see what else, man. What else? I think that's it. That's it. The New York Knicks won again for the 8th straight time in a row. They beat their rivals, the Miami Heat, in a very dramatic fashion. They were pummeling them, and then it took a tremendous last second with 1.1 second left on the clock. Julius Randle buries a three-point shot to give the Knicks the lead, 122-120, and they held on to win the game in Miami. Yes! Love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. Please subscribe, drop your comments, hit the thumbs up, and I will see you around